Well, hello and welcome to this week's Ask the Head. It's lovely to be back here today. I'm going to start by talking about our Remembrance Day service which we held in school yesterday. I think it's always important that we commemorate this event on the 11th of November, and the whole upper school, who were joined by year 5, were in the hall, and it was lovely that a number of parents could come along to that too. We also welcomed Miss Diana Vernon. Diana is a representative from the Heads Conference, an association which we are part of, which represents the top 300 schools across the world. Diana has a long history of working in schools. She was head of a girls' school in Surrey. She moved on to City of London Girls' Schools, then to Methodist Ladies Girls' School in Melbourne, before taking up 2 terms interim headship at Kellett School. So it was lovely that she could join us, along with the parents, for a very, very special service in which we remembered all those people across the world, including the 600 Harrovians who lost their lives during the war. We also attended a service at the Cenotaph in central Hong Kong on Sunday. Our head boys and head girls of the upper school and the lower school and other pupils and members of staff were represented there. Our pupils laid a wreath on behalf of the school and they tipped their hats in a very moving moment at the Cenotaph. And it was lovely that after this, the British Consulate, Mr. Brian Davidson, came up to commemorate our young people on their act of remembrance. We've also had our Year 8 celebration of learning morning, where we were joined by parents of pupils in Year 8. It's always lovely to welcome parents into the school for these events so they can get an insight into the lives of their sons and their daughters. And I do encourage you to come along to that if you haven't done before. There are various opportunities throughout the school year, and it gives you a chance to see your son, your daughter at work, the sorts of lessons that they experience and their daily lives here at Harrow International School, Hong Kong. I'd also like to congratulate our senior school pupils who took part in our drama productions recently. We had It's Snowing and Tomorrow, which were very moving and powerful productions. They went on simultaneously, so the audiences chose to either go to one or the other and then swapped over, and they were very different productions but high quality, as you would expect for our young people. And it was lovely to see so many of our pupils taking part in those drama productions. So well done to them all, and also my thanks go to Miss Curtis and the drama department for directing and producing and inspiring our young people in that way. Since I last spoke to you, we also had our spectacular Friends of Harrow Magic Ball. It was an incredible evening. My goodness, the outfits that we saw there were truly amazing. As I said, as I opened my speech, move over the fashion show in Paris, move over the fashion show in Milan, and come to Harrow International School, Hong Kong. The ladies looked amazing and the gentlemen were all decked out in their black tie. It was a very special community event. The atmosphere was incredible, and it was lovely to have parents, staff, governors, members of Asia International Schools Limited, and supporters and friends of Harrow International School, along with some alumni, joining us at that very special evening at the Comrade. I'm in no doubt that an event like that takes an enormous amount of preparation, of organisation, of time and effort. And I'm indebted to the Friends of Harrow and the Ball Committee in particular for all their hard work, which meant that those of us who attended could have a truly wonderful evening. And we raised a substantial amount of money, almost 700,000 Hong Kong dollars, for our pupil-nominated charities. So my grateful thanks to everybody who was involved in the organisation in any way, to all of those parents and friends who supported the event, and we look forward to the next ball in a couple of years' time. So as always, thank you very much to those of you who sent in questions. Today we had a question about our campus maintenance measures, and the question was, are there any plans in place to reinforce the routine maintenance of the school structures and drainage systems? We do have a maintenance programme which on a regular basis our site is maintained, whether it's cleaning, repairing our windows, whether it's painting the building. We have surveys which are undertaken on a regular basis. We have inspections from the lands department, from the water department, for example. So we have a very strong and robust maintenance programme in place, and that's on a rolling programme. Our slope inspections were carried out by qualified surveyors following the Hong Kong regulations, and we are also undertaking AISL health and safety audits. Recently, one of those took place, and we were noted as having best practice in many areas, very good results as a result of that. And as I've said, there is a rolling programme of renovation and maintenance of the site. We've also had a parent who's asked us to clarify the procedures for parents contacting the school. As we've said on a number of occasions, the first point of contact if you are in the lower school is your class teacher, and if you are in the upper school it's the tutor. You may wish to copy in our year leaders and our HMs, AHMs and matrons, and please feel free to also include SLT if you wish to do so. We're all here to help and support you with any questions that you may have. But the best people to contact in the first instance is the tutor and the class teacher, and they'd be more than happy to answer any questions, any queries, however small they may be. If it's important to you, it's important to us. However, if you do wish to escalate something to a member of the senior leadership team, please feel free to do so. You may also want to contact one of your child's subject teachers, maybe their Chinese teacher, their languages teacher, their science teacher, their maths teacher, their English, humanities, or one of the arts teachers. In the information booklet that was published right at the beginning of the year, you have email addresses for all our members of staff, and the reason that's there is so that you can have direct contact to them if you wish to do so. But I do encourage you, if you're contacting a member of our specialist subject staff, to also include the tutor or the class teacher, because it's important that they know and they can pick up and liaise with the subject teachers if needs be, so that we can get the right outcomes for you. But please don't hesitate to contact us. We always are here and happy to help with any questions you may have. I also wanted to inform you that recently we had a deep dive into our sporting provision. We had an expert who came over from the UK to look at our participation and performance. We had some verbal feedback from him, and he had extensive meetings with Mr Loosemore, Miss Minty and our Director of Sport, Mr Williams, spoke to a group of parents, to pupils, observed lessons, looked at our curriculum and our offering, and we will be receiving his report shortly and obviously be looking closely at the recommendations he made so that we can move our sporting provision and programme forward. So watch this space for further details. We're in the process of advertising for high performance coaches in a number of sports, and we look forward to developing our sporting provision even further. I know it's something of interest to many parents and to our pupils, and it's something which is high on our strategic development plan. So another busy week at Harrow International School Hong Kong. Our Boxes of Hope collection, we've been challenged by Ms Yang to beat our record of last year. So thank you very much for gathering together your boxes and making children very, very happy where they have so little. It's always lovely to see their faces light up when they open those boxes. So we're looking forward to our collection and counting the number of boxes, and thank you to all our parents who volunteer to help on that day. We have a visit by the elderly in the lower school, and we have our Leadership and Action Week and Arts Week in the lower school next week. So I wish all those pupils who are going away on camps, whether it's in Hong Kong or further afield, we've got trips going to Fiji, to Bali, to Thailand, to Cambodia, to Malaysia, and we've got camps here in Hong Kong. And then our Arts Week is always a week to look forward to for the lower school. So a real focus on service in the next couple of weeks here at Harrow, Hong Kong, with those Box of Hope starting that, moving by our visits for the elderly people. I think Mrs Berner informed me we've got 50 elderly people coming along to be entertained by our lower school pupils, and then of course that all important Leadership and Action Week. Our pupils involved in serving others and doing good in communities where they will be, but also having some fun, developing their leadership attributes, being together as a team, being leaders, working collaboratively, working creatively. It's very important to build relationships with each other, with other pupils in the school that they may not know, but also those all important relationships too with staff, which I believe are a defining characteristic of Harrow International School, Hong Kong. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week, whether in the lower school at House Week or in the upper school in LIA Week. And again, my grateful thanks go to the staff who organise those events and all the staff who are accompanying any trips, visits and involved in leading activities. And finally, we also have our parent representatives meetings. It's always good to get feedback from staff. We're a school who is very, very open to get feedback from parents, and we look forward to seeing our parent reps and working our way through the agenda. Thank you very much for listening. Hope you've enjoyed this episode of Ask the Head, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.